Hey,
Hey.
hey, hey. So thank y'all for joining us. The folks that have come in here early, we appreciate y'all. We know y'all have a lot of stuff. What you doing, man? Well, women always doing that. You know,
Well, I had one of my plaits was sticking out.
oh damn, I forgot to shave my head bald. Anyway, hey, we know y'all could be doing a lot of things. We appreciate y'all for taking the time and being here with us tonight. Make sure. Make sure we're not lagging or anything like that. Drop a one in the chat if you will. If you're in here in the audio and everything is syncing up. We thank y'all for coming in tonight.
Hey, Gerald.
What's going on, Gerald? G Money.
Drop a one if you guys can hear us really good. We need to know if y'all can hear us.
Just making sure. This is audio check 1 2. I always feel like a rapper or somebody important when I do. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm just some guy.
Okay, we got a one.
Okay, cool. Well, let's roll on. Good. Tonight, where are all the good marriage-minded men?
Ooh.
What you saying? Ooh, for you off the damn market. You had the I'm available shimmy. But no, where are all the good marriage-minded men? The reason
that is our topic.
That is our topic, and the reason why, of course, is because this is a marriage group, and we do have some singles in the group, and
some singles looking to be married.
Exactly, or thinking they do or don't want to, but maybe let me just see, right?
Yeah.
So as we always do before we get started, we like to go over our core principles, share our core principles with everybody. And core principle number 1, why don't you go ahead and tell the folks?
Core principle number 1, we believe in a traditional marriage. As we always say, we don't knock those who do not believe in a traditional marriage. It's just what works for us, and
that means I'm the man of the house. What I say goes.
You don't do too much, but come on.
Oh, okay.
And you're right.
Yeah. No, but we do. All jokes aside, we do believe in the traditional marriage. Number 2, we believe in always dating. Like I always say, my wife came up with this lovely idea 8-9 years ago. Hey, babe, we need to at least go out on a date once a week. I'm like, shit, man, that's a lot of money. I mean, I'm already secured you. I don't need to keep dating you. I was a little apprehensive about it, even though we always, if anybody knows, we always like to hang out with each other. I was apprehensive at first, but I tell you what, it was one of the best things I've ever done in my life.
Yeah, we don't let anything come in front of our date night. Like we always make sure. Actually, we didn't. Tomorrow night will be our date night with the Grizzlies, but Grizzlies watch party. But
yes. So we'll be doing that. And what's the last one?
Our last one is the 80-20 rule. We believe in the 80-20 rule. If you're getting 80% of anything out of life, you're doing good. That's relationship, that's work, that's finances, that's everything. So, we believe you can't have 100% of anything. So if
you can't have it all.
I
know they like to tell, especially in our community, you can have it all. You can have this. No, you can just think about it. If you sat down and laid out a plan, what you want to do over the span of your life, and you got 80% out of that,
I'm good with that.
You winning.
Yeah, because 20% of the time, you could get on my nerves.
Right, yeah, and probably 30%. Mm-hmm. But anyway, that 20% that you don't get, you just got to charge it to the game. You just got to charge it to the game. So let's get into it. So we went ahead and went over our core principles.
All right. So, and once again, tonight's topic is where are all the marriage-minded men? So that is the first question we're going to address, and then we're going to do a question and answer session
with the ladies. We have some special invited guests tonight. Some couldn't make it because of prior commitments, but we do have some that are waiting to come in later. So we'll probably get into the question and answer part of the show in probably about 10 minutes or so as we go over a couple of topics. But for those who will be waiting, who have agreed to come on the show tonight, I will send out a link on the screen and it will invite you in. It's very, very simple. You'll be able to come on in. Hey, it's nighttime in some places, right? 9:30. So if your hair ain't necessarily right, or got your bonnet on or whatever, you don't have to come in. It gives you the option to come in audio only, or audio and video. So you can be on the screen, people see you, or you can just be audio.
So we want everybody to chime in tonight. Everybody, if you can. So yeah.
Yes. But when you come in, when I bring you into the actual waiting room before I bring you on screen, I need to be able to verify who you are. Just make sure, because every now and then you got them trolls pop up in that thing. You know what I'm talking about? You just got to make sure that you are who you
say you are.
Yeah, say you are.
All right, so let's get into it.
Yes, so the reason why we brought to this subject, like we said before, is because a lot of people have questions about marriage, but also men get this question all the time. Man, it's hot in here, baby. You can turn the hair up. Let me turn the hair up. It got hot real quick.
Turn the hair up.
Turn the hair up.
You ain't got no hair.
Yeah, tell me about it. Men get this question asked all the time. Where are all the good men at? Where are all the good men at? And you know what? That's a good question to ask. Tonight, I'm the messenger, right? I'm the messenger. Some of the things we're going to talk about tonight may make people feel a certain type of way.
May ruffle some feathers, as we call it.
Yeah, but I'm not the end all be all. I'm just a regular guy, but I also am. Over the last 20 years, I've had, due to my work, intimate conversations with couples, singles, about finances, life decisions, relationships, and marriage, just by the nature of my work. Mm-hmm. Yes. And a lot of times this may not be surprising to a lot of people, but people tend to be a lot more open and honest with people that they don't necessarily know personally.
They don't feel no judgment.
I'm in finance. I can tell you, I've had some people have told me I'm working with the banks and working with you to arrange loans and stuff like that. And people tell me some of the most intimate and personal things. So for all my 20 years and all the thousands of people I've talked to, and also with doing research, this is the things that we discuss tonight. If this is my personal opinion or my wife's personal opinion, we will make the statement. But the things that we throw out as far as numbers are things that are verifiable by research in reputable research. Yeah. All right. So it's just not something we're picking and choosing to bolster an opinion that may not be our opinion. It's just the actual fact. My wife's background. Why don't you tell them what your background is, babe?
So I've been a nurse for about 17 years now.
Has it been that long?
It's been that long. I know I'm getting old. So it's kind of the same with Lamar. I have had hundreds, not as many as he probably has, but I've had hundreds of conversations with a lot of people about health and relationships, and they kind of go hand in hand. So as he said, I try not to put my personal opinion too much on it, but I'm just kind of giving what I hear people say pretty often.
Yes, and let's face it, health, finances are the two biggest things when it comes to marriages and relationships. Now, they made songs, but I don't date no broke man. What is the name of that song? I don't date no scrubs.
No scrubs.
Yeah, but anyway. So it's very important. All jokes aside, is something that is very important. So some of the guidelines for tonight, before as we get into it, we're going to speak in general. When I say something or a guest says something that, for instance, if I say women don't like short men that are shorter than them, that, and for tonight's sake, is a fact, right? Of course, there are some women who don't mind men that are shorter than them, right? But on a balance of probabilities, for the most part, generally speaking, women.
So we're speaking in general tonight, not the small percent. Okay.
Yeah, just got to speak in general, because if not, it detracts from the conversation. People say, well, not all, blah, 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 blah. We're going to speak in general. That's a fact, right? Women typically like guys that are taller. I'm 6'5". I can't tell you, when I walk in the room sometimes, especially if I'm dressed well, everybody looks, even in the guys, no homo. But anyway, some responses that not are allowed if you come in on live, just to make the conversation continue to move forward and to not detract. Not all, like if I say something or you say something, I'm not going to say, well, not all men. We're going to speak in general just to keep the conversation going. Or, but I know somebody. Yes, we all know somebody that's kind of an outlier, but the exception does not negate the rule. And you can't speak for all. I can't. But we're going to speak in general. And we're going to speak in general based on numbers and facts.
All right.
And also, what's that next one right there? That's a very, very good, important one there.
Well, we understand that the world is not fair.
The world ain't fair. Dating is not fair. Marriage ain't fair. Work ain't fair. It's not fair. The more you understand that and respect it, I don't care what it is you do, the better off you are. The next one is double standards exist.
Very much so.
There's some double standards that benefit men. There's some double standards that benefit women. You know, just like for a reason why I invited women on the show tonight, because when women talk, everybody listens. When men talk, typically just men listen.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And a lot of times, not even then. That's why you never seen all the talk shows are typically always having women.
Talk.
Yes, women are the more social sex. That's why you invite women on, when people throwing parties, women free till 9:00 or whatever the case is, because
they know women gets people.
Women are a draw. Men are not a damn draw. That is a double standard. And you know what? That's just life.
All right.
And also, if I ask a question, I'm going to ask the question literally. One of the questions I'm going to ask tonight is a literal question. Are men and women equal? We're going to leave it at that for now, all right? That is a literal question. So I'm going to speak literally when I do ask questions tonight. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. So there are plenty of marriage-minded men out there. And I'm going to give you ladies, the single ladies that are going to bring in here, a couple of really, and the single ladies that are watching, we have, 37 people on YouTube. We got 7 people on Facebook here. There are a couple really good places that you can find a good man. And I'm gonna go ahead and drop one now. We ain't gonna suspense this out because it's late in some cities where people are watching. But one of the places that you can find good marriage-minded men, do you know what I said?
A steakhouse.
No.
Where?
You can find single men that typically have, something going on at a steakhouse or.
I don't know then.
The Friendzone.
Oh, we talked about that.
Yes. Ladies, if you're looking for, scoot over here. Let me put this camera. Ladies, if you're looking for good marriage-minded men,
we don't put them in the friend zone.
100%.
You know what? That's true. We will friend zone somebody that's the good guy and them in there.
Absolutely.
That's true.
You friend zone the damn good guy. Oh shit. And look, the reason why men say that is because look, this is the guys in your friend zone. They're reliable. You know, they have decent conversation. They're good enough for a foodie date. Yeah, he may, his name in your phone may be Capital Grill. You know what I'm saying? That's reality, right? But those guys that you put in the friend zone, typically
are good guys.
They're good guys, but
marriage-minded guys.
Yes, but they don't get the honey flowing in the honey pot. You know, you know what I'm saying? Those guys that are good enough for your time, for whenever you want them,
but they just don't make you hot.
Exactly, they don't make you hot, and they don't make you hot and bothered. Modern times, since we are in modern society with so many options and social media and everything like that, it's so many choices, and it clouds your mind. But the guys in your friend zone are typically some of the
we'll friend zone a guy in a minute.
Yeah, will. And see, most of the guys in your friend zone, let me see, they look like him. See that guy right there?
Right there.
That's the guys in your friend zone right there.
Guy.
He may be a little, I ain't gonna say this guy is, but he may not be the most handsome to you. He's
I
good.
think it's very handsome.
Well, I'm just saying.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Yeah, I picked this picture for a reason. He looks a little goofy, a little corny, right?
He's in this hard head and
he
got suspenders.
He worked for AT&T. You know what I'm saying?
Saying.
He only makes $45,000 a year, right?
Right.
That guy.
Not most women are checking for him.
Right, and that is 80% of men. 80% of men are just regular guys. Work at CVS as a manager, is a cook at Cheddar's. You know what I'm saying? Just do regular, everyday jobs. That is the majority of men. But like guys always say, and most of the average guys are invisible to women. You know, this guy that I got on screen here, this is most of the guys now, right? But this guy here, that's the guy that catches your attention, right? This dude, the guy that with the beard that connect, he got some swag. He's possibly got a really good job.
The well-groomed.
He's well-groomed. You know what I'm saying? He's charismatic. Is that the word? Charismatic. He speaks well. You know what I'm saying? And not only do you like him, but your girlfriends like him too. And that really makes you feel good, especially if he's interested in you. But this guy here,
it's 20%.
Well, he's less than that probably. He's probably say 20%. Let's just say, notwithstanding some other things, but he's in high demand, and he has most of the options.
Right.
So it's harder to secure this guy, especially if he's like,
because he got a lot of pickings.
Yeah, if he's over 35 or 40, see, men don't. For the women that don't know, most men do not peak financially, physically, socially until their late 30s or 40s. That's when life is great on the balance of probabilities for men. We have to earn our.
Did you all know that?
Drop that in chat for the people. Like, did y'all know that men typically, for the most things that are important, at least from a mating strategy, do not hit that peak until late 30s or 40s, sometimes mid 40s. That's when a man is in his mating prime, where he has typically the most options.
Let us know if you guys knew that that fact. Just you could simply say yes or no if you knew it or not.
Yeah, drop that in the chat. And the thing about it is, this guy that you're seeing on the screen right now, he's 40. This was him 15 years ago.
Right.
Not literally. That's not the same guy. But what I'm saying is, yes,
an average guy trying to work hard.
Exactly. He was working for AT&T, making $36,000 a year. He wasn't dripping with finesse. Right. He wasn't overflowing with ambition. He wasn't trying to own his own damn business. Some of this, anyway, I ain't gonna get off on the soapbox. He was just an average everyday guy who went to work, who worked hard, came home, and just wanted to live. The average guy, really wasn't getting much play. Okay. All right. So when he finally does get to this guy, oh, he's going ham. He is going ham. So I say all that to say that tonight, when we talk about things, this is more for letting the women know more about men. Mm-hmm. Because for the most part, women hear about men.
I don't know where we got this here.
Yeah. Women hear about men from other women. If you have an uncle, an older brother, your father that has a little bit of style, class, or game to him. When I say game, I don't necessarily mean game like running game. I mean like having a general sense. You're fortunate, because if he talks to you and tells you stuff, you'll have a better understanding of men. Because if you want a man, you have to know men.
That's true.
Men, we have to know women.
Right.
I'm gonna give you, ladies and gentlemen, a couple of examples. Why do you think men are growing beards?
Because women like them.
Exactly. Because women like them.
Not only do their wives like them, everybody like them.
Exactly. So men have to listen to women in order to get what
they want.
Yeah, and that's the honey,
Well,
right?
and women don't quite do that.
Yeah, so that's all the reason why you see guys dressing up too.
Yeah, so they can impress the women.
We don't dress for ourselves. We
You
dress
dress
to
for the
be
women.
exactly. No, we
And then I
flip
think
that.
I remember when we were out recently and somebody asked you about your outfit. You said, "Ask my wife if she like it. If my wife like it, then I'm getting it."
Yeah. It's exactly right. But on the other hand, it doesn't work the same for a lot of women. The more you understand that is you have to fashion yourself in a way for the guys you want to attract, the better you off on attracting that guy. For instance, do guys like extra long eyelashes?
Do guys like extra long eyelashes?
Yes, it's a simple question.
No.
Correct. We don't. But if you ask a woman to say something about her eyelashes, what's she gonna tell you?
They my damn eyelashes.
They my eyelashes. I don't wear them for you.
Why you got to snap?
I can't even snap my fingers.
I
Get
know you never
long,
could
funny
snap.
fingers. Yeah, but yeah, I don't wear these for you. Y'all, if you ask a lot of women, they mostly wear that stuff for the validation from their friends.
I can agree with that.
Versus for the guys that they say that they typically want.
Right. So we listen to our friends versus listening to what guys prefer.
Exactly.
I see what you're saying.
Exactly. We don't like weave for the most part. We don't like fake hair for the most part. We don't like long eyelashes for the most part. Okay. Now, will we tell you we do because we think we have a chance to get some? Yes. Right. Right.
Guys lie. Fly a little
we
bit.
have to. As much as women say they want to hear the truth, y'all don't. You don't want to hear the damn truth. You want to hear beautiful lies. Beautiful.
And the song called "Beautiful Lies."
Plenty of songs over the years because people know you want to believe the fairy tale that Mr. Right's gonna come over here and he's gonna be had this. Check off those 217 boxes that y'all have to give a man your attention, and he's gonna sweep you off your feet, treat you like a queen, and have money too, and be good and be good in bed, drive a nice car, and all that.
We got a list there.
Yes. Oh, yeah. That list is long. I forgot where I was going. I got on a tangent, but that is one of the things that I forgot where was it. What the hell was I? I'm getting old. But anyway, so the women typically don't listen to men in that regard. And the better you listen to men and what they want, the better your chances are securing the guy that you really, really like. And you have to understand too, Mother Nature plays a huge part on your chances of getting the guy that you want. Do not jump on me when I say this, but this is a fact in the Mother Nature laid out. Mother Nature gives a woman her value up front.
Yeah, well, that's why women go through puberty really early. So yeah, it's not a mystery. It's not shouldn't be a.
Well, yeah. Women. Sorry about that. I forgot I was supposed to be working. I'm a producer too for the people first time watching.
I'm sorry,
but yes,
y'all.
yeah. What Mother Nature gives you your value up front as a woman. Your age, your beauty is
prime.
Yeah. Your attractiveness is tied to your youthfulness. You know, you given beauty, you just have to preserve it over time. Right. That's the reason why the damn what's the name of that story, y'all woman story? It's Forever 21.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. Forever 21. Would it be nice to be Forever 21? It's Forever 21, not Forever 41. You know what I'm saying? And what's the other one? Rule 21?
Yeah.
And that's why one of the reasons why too that you don't ask a woman her age.
Right, because right.
To some degree, you know that the older you are, it's tied to your attractiveness.
Yeah.
The other side of the coin. So that's why when women are younger in their early 20s, that is the time to secure
your man.
Exactly. That is the time to secure your man. The longer you go, the older you get, the harder it is. That's not me saying that. That's the world. For guys,
It's the opposite.
it's the opposite.
Yeah, in your prime.
24 years old. Look, right now.
I have to come behind him sometimes. Like right now, I'm not saying I be having a smack. Like I have to be like, okay, he married. You know, women are.
Oh, they put their hands on you.
Yeah, like
I just walked into a Mexican restaurant. Oh, how you doing? You tall, drinking water, hand down my. Don't. I can't do that. That's a double standard. I have to let it ride. Keep on walking. I got to let it ride. Just can't. You know, I can't do that to a woman. I can get in.
Of course, a lot of times they don't do it. If I see people doing it on the slide, if I'm not close, I've seen so many low down things when people think I'm not watching. But
yeah. But anyway, but like I was saying, so guys at 25 are not get the average guy, not the guys that y'all like or find attractive, like this dude here. Not that dude, but this dude, the average guy at 25 ain't getting much play. It used to be, well, I think back in all the way up until the mid 90s, that more guys at that age, 25 and 25-year-old guys and 25-year-old girls, guys were having more sex.
And they said a lot of them are not.
Right? Yeah, right. But now it's reversed because of feminism and openness. Women are having a lot more sexual partners than men because it's not as taboo as it used to be. You know what I'm saying? If you know, hey, you can say if it's good or bad, whatever the case is. But so I say all to say that when we talk about this tough stuff tonight, it is partly going to be a little bit of a kind of what they call it, maybe a realization to a degree. So what I'm gonna do is, go ahead and welcome everybody while I drop this link in the chat so we can bring the folks in here and have them talk with us tonight.
I can't see everybody's name. But I see Gerald. Thanks for joining in. Hey, Chris. Hey, Kim. Hey, Antonio. Yeah, I can't see everybody, but you can drop your name.
Who, Antonio, what's his last name? Martin. Mr. Martin, if you would invite your lovely better half, if you will. Send her an invite if you can. Go ahead, continue on. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I just can't, and I can't see every. I see Miss Underwood. Thanks for joining. So yeah, we just want to say thank you for taking the time and joining in with us this evening. So Lamar's going to be dropping
the link in the chat.
Antonio, he says, I'm trying to, I don't know how.
Oh, no problem. We'll do this. I'm gonna pin this. What I'm doing now is pinning the link to join in live on the chat. It is open to ladies only for now, if we will. So let me go ahead and pin that comment. So to find the link to the chat is pinned into the comment. If I did send you a invite to come on and be a guest on the show tonight, what I'm about to do is send it to you directly through Messenger as well. So let me go ahead and do that. And why don't you tell them what you're going to do? You got a few questions. Just tell them how many questions you'll be having.
Yeah. So as usual, I usually have quite a few questions, not many. I'll just usually ask a set of questions, and for right now, I have about 5 questions for people who wants to join in. Like we said, you don't have to join in live. You can join in just audio, or you can join in and be on the screen with us so everybody can see you as well. So yeah, just gonna ask you some questions and have some fun. I think so. The show is, this topic is definitely a good topic, and it's a informative topic, but it's made to be kind of fun as well. Okay, so we got Miss Nicole. She's joined in.
All right, I got one more. All right, so I did put the actual link in the chat. So the chat, wherever you're chatting on YouTube or Facebook, you can see it. It is pinned. And also I did send it to you in your Facebook Messenger inbox if you want to go ahead and click on that. So we're going to give it another minute before we bring our first guest in, because I want to try to bring in at least 2 people in sign
at
yeah,
the same time?
at least 2
Okay,
or
so we
3.
get
Yes. So hold tight for us, Miss Chantel, if you would turn that next page for me. Oh no.
No, this is my question.
Oh yeah, you got that. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and say welcome to Miss Chantel. Let's bring her on in. Miss Chantel put the light on. She had to put that. I'm sorry, I almost brought you in before that light came on. You gotta let that glow.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you all?
Good.
We're doing good. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.
I'm gonna just say I love that green wall behind you. I want to do my bedroom wall that color. So that is so pretty.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Women always do the nicety stuff, right? Y'all always make sure that y'all lay out the ground rules that I'm a good person.
No,
Y'all
I
do
like
a
the color.
I know you do, but y'all always make sure y'all lay out something nice first. Like,
I
oh
know.
yeah,
Okay.
oh girl, I love your hair.
He's so extra.
When guys meet, it's like, what's up, dude? Hey, dude, come on, cool. You want something to drink? Get right to it.
Whatever.
But anyway, all right. One of the reasons why I invited some of the people, my apologies. One of the reasons why I invited the lovely ladies that'll be joining us tonight is because I've had online conversations with them on kind of sensitive topics.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't necessarily agree with some of them, but they were always respectful, nice, and kind. It is very, very tough for people that know. It's very, very tough for men to talk about relationships and how they really feel in a public setting to women, sometimes without being met with some sort of a little bit of contention, especially if it's things about relationships, money, weight, so on and so forth. So these folks are kind of handpicked. They don't know the questions that we're going to ask or they just have a general idea of what the topic is about. So we have to ask. Go ahead and ask Miss Chantel, since she's the only one in so far, while I go ahead and make sure that everybody else has the link.
All right. So Miss Chantel, can you tell us your age and have you been married?
I am 34 and I have been married before.
Okay.
How long have you been divorced?
Oh, it's been like, I did this when I was like 18.
I got you.
Very young.
Say less, as they say. Ain't that what the younger guys say? Say less.
He said that's what the younger guys say.
Say less. Go ahead.
So would you want to get married again?
Oh, definitely.
Okay. Well, that's a good thing. Okay. So would you say a man is someone that you need or someone that you want?
Ooh. Is a man a need or a want?
Both.
No.
I gotta do one. Okay. All right. Okay. Honestly, he's a need.
Okay,
he's a need.
All right. And hey, for all who join and answer the question, just be honest. It's just be honest.
And if it's anybody else that's on watching that's single or want to chime in, we read in comments as well, so you guys can make chime in as well.
Yep. Going to the next question.
All right. And on a scale of 1 through 10, how much respect do you have for a man?
Oh, shit.
With 1 being the lowest.
A 10.
Okay.
All right. See, you know what? Let me tell you something. One thing let me tell you the things that men pick up on. Her responses, she's smiling. She's she has a kind disposition.
Yeah, her approach.
Yeah. That like that right there gets a lot of women to the front of the line. Go ahead.
And do you have any children?
No.
Okay.
Hey, 34, been married before. Man is a need, thinks very highly of men. No children. I made that up here. But anyway, all right.
I know.
I'm just kidding. I'm just giving you a hard time.
He wouldn't be right if he didn't give you a hard time.
Yeah, flip that over for me. All right. All right. So, what do you think about what I said as far as there are good marriage-minded men that are in your friend zone?
Do you have some friends now that's in your friend zone?
One. I don't. Okay, so I don't. I'm just now really starting to date, so I don't really have like a lot of male friends. So I'll say there's one. Yeah, there is one. Yeah, there's one now. There's one.
Okay, then and you could tell me to mind my business if I'm asking too much. So why did you?
No, we ain't doing that tonight. No, nope. You gotta let. No, I'm just kidding.
Why did you friend zoning?
It was over a misunderstanding, I guess. He basically asked me to pay for something on a date, and I was like,
Gotcha. So you.
Whoa. Oh shit. Wait a minute. Explain that one for us.
well, I thought it was a date because he asked me out, and he basically asked to not split the bill, but take some of the bill, and that's never happened to me before.
Ooh. Now
So
that's
been a topic.
That's been a topic. See, and we appreciate your honesty on that as well. And I have quite talks with the guys and women about this. Like, for the most part, if she's a traditional woman, she ain't gonna want to pay for that for the date, right? Right. There's a lot of not miscommunication. There's a lot of differences now where people are saying equal 50-50 and all this crap. I don't believe in that. I don't subscribe to it. I don't believe in that because most women don't want to
split the bill.
Yeah, they will spend money on the man that they want, but not typically early on unless he is of a very, very high status and she understands that she may have to compete for him against the other girls that are available to him. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I agree with that.
Yeah, so he's in the friend zone. Have you ever looked at marriage as something being something that you do that is practical? Meaning, hey, let's face it, we all want somebody who's easy on the eyes, who's in shape, who makes you feel a certain type of way, all those kind of things. Have you ever thought about just, since you've gotten a little older, dating wise, doing a practical deal with a man, getting married and getting on down the road?
No, I haven't accepted that yet.
Well, when would you accept that? Based on the question that I asked.
Well, I'm already practicing saying I'm 34. I'm turning 34 in June. So honestly, I told myself like I'm giving myself like the end of this year to like kind of weigh it out. I have a lot of options, not to try to sound cocky, but I do. I guess my standards might be a little bit too high.
Yeah,
that's common.
That is common. One of the things that typically will keep a woman single until it's harder for her to secure the guy that she wants is quote unquote standards. And in our community too, we typically encourage our daughters to delay trying to secure that guy, to delay marriage until typically till 30 plus. But in reality, as we know that, man, when a woman gets to 30, well, first of all, how old can a woman, what age does a woman typically start that one thing y'all have every month, or monthly? 13?
You're pretty young now.
Yeah, 13 years old. So when she gets all the way to 30, most of her really, really good eggs are almost gone. Men know this, and that is one of the reasons why men get married, is to have children. So that if he wants to have 3 or 4 kids, and the woman is over 30, 32, 33, 34, 35, he's like, man, that's a little tough. That's how men think.
Right.
And that's how Mother Nature made it. So that's the reason why I asked the question I just did. How long before you say, you know what, maybe I should have a different approach? That's the reason why I asked that question.
Definitely.
And like
Do
again,
you want kids or no kids?
I want one child. I don't want multiple.
Gotcha. I have one too.
you only want one.
Just one. And
Yeah.
honestly, if that doesn't happen, I think I'll be fine.
Gotcha.
Well, what about him?
I mean, that's why the one is the
compromise.
thing. Hopefully, he doesn't want multiple. Don't want. We're in an inflated economy right now. Like, it's expensive to have multiple kids. Like, we want to travel, and we don't need to be having multiple kids.
Well, speaking of travel, because I think you know, I'm glad you brought that up as well. I think we all want to kind of live a really nice life, but
Definitely.
at what point, just like we tell the guys, hey man, the players, when you gonna lay your, you know, when you gonna put your player card on the shelf and get serious? It also too is like, hey, when do we as men and women get to say, you know what, it's time to put some of this stuff on hold, make it practical, pursue bringing a couple of good, dutiful children into the world and put our lives on a different path versus what we want to do, like traveling and having somewhat of this sort of, so, you know, quite a, you know, lifestyle.
Right.
You know, so I think that is in modern times, that is one of the things that we as people.
Well, I think, you know, really in a minute, you know, I think African Americans is going to be like 13% in like the year 2045. We're going to be in a minority, real minority, because we are not having kids. We're not getting married, but, you know, we're not just willing to have, you know, kids like, you know.
Correct. Yeah, we're actually trending towards being the Latin Americans are going to surpass us because we're delaying marriage to the point where we're not having children and not getting together. We have the largest amount of single, unmarried women of all races by far. Yeah. And we do have we have another guest. I'm gonna bring in we'll bring in Miss Ariel. Everybody just welcome Miss Ariel to the stream.
Hey.
The hand clap.
Get the what's those things? What's your hairstyle called? How you doing?
Afro puffs.
Afro puffs, yeah.
Oh, I know. I want to make. I know it's a lot of stuff, names and stuff y'all got for different kind of styles, but I like that hairstyle. So, welcome. How you doing this evening?
Oh, I can't hear.
You can't hear me?
Can't hear her.
Oh, you may be muted. Let me see. Oh. Yeah, we hear you now.
Hey, I'm back.
Hey. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining in with us tonight. We're going to ask you a few questions. Well, first of all, have you been watching the show up to this point?
Yes, I have. Yes,
okay. All right. Thank you. We asked Miss Chantel some questions earlier. Now, I do have to preface this because I believe, well, let me ask you one of the first important questions. This is going to preclude to what other questions I may ask you, just out of respect. How old are you, and have you ever been married?
I am 35, and I have never been married before.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so we got a couple of questions that we'll continue with, and if you don't feel comfortable with answering the questions or what have you, or if they're too personal, understood. Just let us know, okay? Go ahead and answer the next question.
My fan. Oh, okay.
It's not.
No, it's not like that.
All right, so I'm gonna ask you some of the same questions. Do you want to be married?
Yes.
Okay. I guess.
Why do you want to be married?
I want to be married because it's something that I grew up with. My parents were together for about 31 years before my mother passed away. Okay. And they were married, and me and all my siblings, we grew up in the same household. You know, it was awesome to be able to live the experience. And if I can't be able to recreate that, or not to recreate it, but to be able to have those same like morale and foundations, like that's what I would want.
Okay. And let me ask you this. Do you feel like there is a lack of marriage-minded men out there Like, do you feel like it's hard to date right now? Are you finding any quality guys?
So I actually got engaged
Okay.
last December.
Okay.
Yes. And
Congratulations.
thank you. Thank you. I'm so
Okay. Yes.
excited.
Congratulations.
I've actually been engaged 3 times, but this situation was something that came like way different than anything else I've ever experienced. I've always dated people much older than me. I have been a performer since I was a child, so I experienced a lot of stuff very early. And I just, my dad just held me and my sister, especially to a standard. We watched him teach my brothers to hold themselves to a standard. And, that's just kind of what I want. And I found somebody who, like, really feels and understands like the way of things like I want. Like my parents were in a traditional marriage. And, you know, yeah, we're seeing how it goes. Like I never thought that I would, even how we met, I never thought that I would, we talking about getting married. But even when it happened, I was just like, well, you know what, this is like going really good. Like, why not? I'm not, I haven't done it like this before, and everything has been really good since then. So, and like I said, I have experienced that part before with people who are much older than me, but yeah, it was a lot different.
Yeah, and you know what? You said something key there that I always like to touch on. You said, "Hey, you know what? Why not?" I think we put a lot of pressure. I mean, we think from us, especially in our community, we say, "Oh, you need to really know somebody," and all these other things. And in reality, you really don't know somebody for years. That's why even when you're with somebody for 10, 15, 20 years, you're still finding out little bitty things. You never really know somebody fully.
Yeah, I'd be like,
Right.
but you don't like this, and we've been married 13 years.
Yeah, so it's like you really don't. You find somebody that
So, yeah,
has the
still
things
learning
that are
stuff.
important. Is he a
Yes.
good leader? Is he a good listener? Is he a good person? All those things and a lot of other things will kindly work this
Let
out.
me ask you this. I'm just asking this because Lamar had mentioned this earlier. Did you grow up with I know you said your parents had been married like 30 some years. Did your family push marriage, or did you find that your family were telling you, hey, you need to wait, you don't need a man, go to school, get your education? Like, what was the conversation like in the household?
So my mom and dad come from very different backgrounds. My mother comes from a traditional marriage type of situation. She has 9 siblings. Majority of her siblings are all married. Even our aunts. My great grandmother, she passed away, I want to say when she was like 106, and like
Oh wow!
ours and them are married. Like every one of my aunts has like 16 or 17 kids with her and her husband. So that's what that side of the family is like. And then my dad's side of the family was they were raised by my grandmother, and my grandmother was one of the first Black RNs here in Cincinnati. Like she was very strong, she was very strong-minded. Her name was Lucille Trice, and she was like everything that you would need to just like raise everybody in one person. She's originally from the South, so they were from 2 very different dynamics. So
Gotcha.
we were our parents, when they brought us together, they had basically told us that they had made a decision that they wanted us to be raised a certain way. So, they took kind of the stuff that they learned from both sides of their family, and they decided to raise us how they wanted. And we always visited both sides of the family, but the dynamics were very, 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 very different.
So was that more traditional, or how was that? Like, I mean, did you see your mom kind of like serving your dad a lot, like men first, or how?
Oh yeah, for sure. My parents were definitely that was their thing. Like my parents were leaders in a church here in Cincinnati for a long time, and back then I want to say they might have had like 3,000 members, something like that, and they were just really big on that. Like God, my dad was the leader of our household. My mom, she relayed the message to us from my father. Yeah.
Let me ask you. All right, you brought up something that I want to ask. Before I got a question to ask you, Area, but before I do that, I want to get back to Chantel real quick. Chantel, we want to ask you a question that we just asked Miss Ariel here. Where did your parents or your elders push the importance, or what were their thoughts about marriage that they conveyed to you?
I didn't really get pushed either way about getting married or going to school. I know, like, I was primarily raised by my mom. She's a single mother. My dad was involved in my life too, but I was primarily in her household a lot. And I felt like she had dated, and she had like guys that she dated, and she was like taking on that role of being like a traditional woman to him. So she would serve him a plate and cater to him, but she never got married. And well, she got married, but it was like when she how old am I? I'm 34. So she got married like maybe like 3 to 4 years ago.
Okay.
So it wasn't like
Hey,
anything
Mom,
that was like when I was in her household. But
Yeah.
and as far as my dad was a player. So I just seen him date multiple women all the time.
Yeah, I was telling Lamar too. So my mom was I'm not gonna say, well, my mom and my dad was not married, so I'm gonna say a single mom. My dad was very involved in my life, but albeit I had an older brother, 16 months older, but I never had a male figure telling me, hey, Sarah, you need to secure the guy early, or marriage is important. Like, I did have my dad telling me, like, oh, go to school first, get your education, don't worry about a guy. In which I do, I get that part too, but I also feel like it's important to be able to balance the two. Like, in other race of women, they secure the guy while they're getting married. While they're going to school. You get what I'm saying? They start early, and I think that is important. And I think that's why we're kind of behind the gun a little bit, because we do have in our community, our family telling like, you go get your education. Guys will come later. They always gonna be there. You get what I'm saying?
And one of the things that I have noticed as well, just for the people that watch, for you ladies too, and people watching, doing in the field that I'm in, is for many times I'll see a young couple, mid-20s, that just got married, making their first big purchase, and getting ready to purchase their first home. And I know we talk about generational wealth a lot. A lot of that why some of the times we're behind the curve is because we get started so late,
Right.
But they're buying a lot of other races buy their first home in their mid-20s. It is not the best home, it's their starter home, but it's an asset. And they kind of go from there. So that's one of the things. But Miss Ariel, let me ask you this. Since you are engaged, we're going to avoid a couple of the questions just out of respect for that cool guy that got down on one knee and gave. I remember seeing that little. I remember seeing that. Yeah. If you were, what do you think about me saying about what men think that a lot of the good men that a lot of your friends say that they want, a lot of your friends say that they want, that are in their friend zone? What do you think about that? That a lot of good marriage-minded men are in the friend zone. What do you think?
I agree with that. Honestly, like, even in the fact that I'm in the situation I'm in, when I tell you, like, we have been together, the same time that we've been together is the same time that we've known each other. So, I was just in this arena of dating, of, being out there. And for me, like, I probably would have been married a long time ago, but my dad was like really big on me. Like, you need to be your best you. Like, you need to be your best you. You need to do all the stuff you want to do. You need to go to places you want to go. Like, these guys are going to come. And, I don't think a lot of guys, they don't have to make the choice. Like, we're trained to be, if you have parents that trained you to be able to make choices as a woman, you're probably usually better off, because it's easier for you to choose yourself and the things that you need. Whereas, guys, they feel like they got, they're taught to have all these options. So why choose? But then when you get to the stage
let me stop on that real quick. Guys have a lot of options. That is a misnomer. That is the most. Let me. I gotta bring this back up, because I don't think women understand how hard it is for the average guy, the average rank and file dude out here who works for AT&T or CVS. He ain't got no options. The guys that you like, or the guys that, not you, but the guys that women typically find attractive, they have options, but that's a smaller part of men.
So
what you're saying is partly true.
Right.
Men do not have to get the better part of their lives together early, as far as when it comes to mating. Women do to get the guy that they say that they typically want. Meaning, I'm 40, I'm 49, I'm about to be 50. God damn. Anyway, women my age hit on me, older and younger women too. You know what I'm saying? So the options for me are better at this particular age. I didn't have to get everything together. My 20s were rough for me because I wasn't that dude. That's just the way it is. And most guys ain't that dude. But go ahead.
Right. No, I totally agree with that. It just seems like there's a lot of guys who aren't that dude who are still getting some poom. Like, I still don't have to choose being with you because I don't have to make the decision to settle down. And for women too, I'm not taking that away from negating from the fact that women, we have a lot more accessibility to the things that we want. Like we're
Correct.
getting to our bag ourselves. We are, you know what I mean? We're doing a lot of stuff to where now we are in the shoes of not having to ask, but we can tell. Because
what does that mean?
I don't agree. I don't know. Hold on. What that mean? I was with you. Hold on. What that mean?
To me, like I said, like how can I put this?
Take your time. And the reason why I asked you that, let me tell you something. Now, finance is my line of work.
For sure.
And I believe that social media
it beats women up. Like we get in the bag and
let me tell you something. I'm gonna say this is probably I hate sometimes yeah. People ain't making the money that we think they are making.
Right.
Black women, and I'm saying this because we're black, not to point fingers at anybody, are still on the average making about $35,000 a year. Okay.
And that ain't a lot of money. It's fair, but it ain't. You can't retire off of 35.
It ain't a lot of money.
Right.
So even though the people that we find or look to are doing that, they are still the extreme minority. And typically for women, the more money that you make, the less dating options you have because women don't date down.
Right. We want somebody to
on your level or more. If he's on your level, even that's a little tough because most women want to be able to look up to their man and revere him financially, physically, and respectfully. On the other hand, if you dump me, take half my shit, I can go marry a damn Starbucks barista if she's fine enough. You know what I'm saying? Want to get on my program.
Right.
That's the reality. She ain't got, I don't care about her money. I care if she's fine and she's cool and she, you know what I'm saying, wants to be with me. But anyway, so that's the reason why I stopped doing that, because that I have to push back on that. One, that is a plus for women. Mating wise, it's not necessarily a plus the more money you make. And two, what women have made increased over the last 5 years hasn't went up very much. But go ahead.
Right. No, and I can totally give that to you. I know that I'm a part of minority, being that I'm my age. I don't have children. I have education. I have, already dove into property when I was very young, like, understanding assets, different stuff like that. So even in my mindset of the women that I'm thinking, they're the women that are like me. Like I know that there are a lot of women that, get to their bag and, take care of themselves. But just as a woman in this day and age, being able to financially take care of yourself is setting a lot of standards off just because you can choose. And I do hear you when you say like a lot of women like to date up. I totally agree with that. There's a percentage of them that don't, but it is what it is. But I just think we do. I think we do have a lot more accessibility to options, but I do still feel like social media gives a lot of people more opportunity than they probably ever would in life. I don't care.
It does.
It
gives women gives a lot more women sexual options. When I say access to options in that regard, it doesn't benefit men nowhere near as much. But what is your Miss? Let me push it over, Miss Chantel. What are your thoughts on what we were just talking about?
I totally agree. I think that the more money you make, the more access you have to better quality men. but the market definitely is competitive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I experience that all the time. I mean, I feel like the options, I have a lot of options, even though I am 34 years old and I am financially independent. At the same time, I don't know, they don't really meet everything that I really want. But like I said, I am willing to, compromise a little bit more to, but not too much. Like financial is really important to me. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Financial is very, very important. Like, I can't date a $40,000 a year man. I can't.
I get it.
I'm just being honest.
I would never judge for choices, but a woman choices or standards that she has. Just don't have a problem with the short standards that we have as well. But no, I never, Joyce. That's men understand that, and that's why for men it's important. We know that in order to get the woman that we want, we have to put ourselves in a certain position. But I will say something that you just said, Ms. Chantel. The more money you make typically doesn't make you more attractive to men, even though you may be in those spaces. Because
You're
for
right.
men who make more than you, they really don't care about your money. It doesn't make you more attractive, so to
You're
speak.
right. And that's something that I recently learned. I feel like I've been
That was
really
my
tapping
question.
more into like my femininity and just practicing what it's like to be more feminine. I know as Black women, like we've experienced a lot of trauma and just like having to force to be like walking in our masculine energy a lot. And so me personally, I'm doing the shadow work and have been doing the shadow work to be more feminine and softening like who I am as a woman and recognizing and creating a space for a man to be in my life. But that's like something I've recently started doing, like probably within like the last maybe like 9 to 10 months. So it hasn't been, but I didn't recognize that was an issue. I didn't
Yeah,
know
I think
I
I
needed to
think that's
soften
been
myself.
yeah, I think that's been a big disadvantage for Black women too, just
Mhm.
because we've been taught, be independent, take care of yourself. I'm self-sufficient, but what we did not know was men don't care about that. They'll
Right.
go, like you said, go date the woman at Starbucks who makes say $12 an hour because they're not impressed by our money. So they rather
And she's available.
she's available. They don't have to get on her schedule. You know what I mean? Like, so that is it's something that I'm 40. I'm still learning. So I think that is something that we're all still learning as Black women.
And you mentioned something, and both of you mentioned, Ms. Chantel mentioned traumas. Yeah, men, we had traumas as well. So we all have a little healing to do. But let's see. So we got a big note here from Mr. Todd Vaughn. Women have more power in social media now as far as image is concerned, correct? If you have an influential power, you are a dollar. And I think for the 24-year-old and over sexy and shaped woman, they are winning, especially if they take the time to implement a process to the craft. Well, what do you mean by winning? Are you seeing the 24-year-old woman? Are you saying from a money or financial perspective? Sure, but from a dating perspective, she's that is kind of debatable. And what I mean by that is, what's the purpose? What do we consider winning? Making money or having a meaningful relationship? Because studies have shown women are the happiest when they have secured the man they want and they're the head of a family.
Yeah.
Irregardless of the money is not as important as being the mother of children and with the man that she reveres. That is not me saying that, not her saying that. That is the studies that has always been like that. Women are the happiest when they are part of a family structure. That's why we revere
nurturers by nature.
Yeah, that's why we revere grandma and all those aunties and stuff like that, or family women.
Grandma's 38 now. Like,
what you say?
Grandma 38.
Grandma 38 now. Times have changed. Like, times have changed. Like, to staying in this standard when so many different things and elements have changed just in life, period, to think that that same girl at 24, like I was an international performer from the time I was 19 to 27, like all over the world, meeting all types of men, eating all types of different places, doing all types of different things. I wasn't thinking about having children. You know what I'm saying? Even at being this age, it was like I wanted to have this type of husband. If I couldn't have this type of husband, then I don't have to do
You
that.
don't want that.
Well, here's the thing. Well, here's the thing, though. That we try to keep it, like I mentioned earlier, we try to keep it general. Would you? Let me ask you this: would you, if you're the auntie and this 21-year-old niece of yours, what advice would you get her to tell her to say when she should start getting serious if she wants to be married about trying to get with a guy? At what age?
What age she should start trying to get serious to be with a guy?
Yeah, she said, I want to be married. She's 21 years old. She tells you she wants to be married. What would you tell her? What advice would you give her?
If she wants to be married at 21 years old, there are certain steps that you can take as a woman and to be married at 21 years old. Me growing up in the church, I could have been married at 19.
No. I'm saying, what advice would you give her?
If that's what you want to do, then you need to start surrounding yourself in the element of women who are already like that. You need to start surrounding yourself, and you know what I'm saying? You can't be going to, no shade to, any of the popping clubs that are here, but there are certain places you can't go if you expect to meet men that are thinking about you more than just a sex object.
Right.
You know, you're not anti getting married at 21.
No, I mean, if you want to get married at 21, that's great. But I think us as women are not taught to be our best selves first before we link ourselves to a man trying to have his babies and think that that's going to make him, love us more. Like I always tell my fiance, I don't want to have no baby with you unless it's our love child. I'm not having a baby for you.
Well, let me ask you this. As far as finding yourself, if you have been, not you, I'm saying just in general, if a woman has been, knows how to properly vet a man that she respects, reveres, and sees as a leader, isn't he supposed to be the one that helps guide you? So I'm trying to say this gently, like we put so much in try to find yourself into.
If you don't know a little bit about yourself, you can be led into a brick wall.
I get it. We hear that a lot, but that doesn't. Let's face it. If you pick the right guy, if you know how to pick the right guy, that doesn't typically happen. What we see a lot of is, and women, don't kill me for this, women typically don't pick good men. That's why you see in a lot of the movies when a guy's coming to take a man's daughter out, he's at the door with a gun, because we look at men differently for certain things than women do. Men pick better men for their daughters than a woman would. That's a double standard. It's just the way it is. Women serve a different purpose when it comes to mating than women. But go ahead. I know you're looking at me like, what the fuck?
No, because as a woman, if you aren't taught foundational things, you'll never know how to choose a good man or a good woman. But
the assumption that you are, that's what I'm saying. I'll try to keep it. I try to keep it in general that, hey, she's coming from a good family, because if not, we'll always get kind of sidelined by, well, if this not, it makes it tough to continue down just on a general kind of rule, if that makes sense.
Right.
That's totally fine.
Go ahead, Chantel.
Oh,
I thought you were going to say something. I'm sorry.
You said we letting it sink in.
Yeah. You said a lot. I'm not
sorry.
You said a lot.
I forgot. I knew you was going to chime in on. Oh yeah,
Chantel ready to cuss me out.
Chantel ready to cuss you out. Chantel, if you had a niece or somebody that came to you and said they wanted to be married at 21, what would you say?
I mean, I will encourage it if that's truly what they want to do. But me personally, I wouldn't want to get married that young. Even though that's something that I did, that's not something that I would want to do. And again, just because I feel like I didn't really know myself. I didn't give myself time, and I was definitely under the influence of church, and trying to.
And I think that is too.
Right. I got.
Yeah, I would say I think it is
No.
too young as well for marriage. The research and how the research says probably around 24, 25 is typically the prime age that's shown that if a woman gets married at that age, that she has the best chance, believe it or not, to stay married longer. Then it goes down. I think 30 or 31 is the age where when higher, over 31, the chances of staying married a long term drop. So I get it. When you say when 21, I agree. It's too young to. There's a lot of
still
cases.
trying to figure out.
Well,
a little bit.
Yeah, but shit, I'm 49. I'm still trying to figure my damn self out.
That's
what
why
I'm saying.
I tell people like it never stops. Like
Yes.
you're always in that trying to figure out, trying to learn, trying to develop, and you're gonna grow with your mate.
If you're gonna grow and fuck some shit up, why don't you fuck it up with your new husband? You know what I'm talking about? You're gonna make some mistakes, do some crazy shit. But I'm sorry. But anyway, yeah, I get going sometime, y'all. So I'm down here in Memphis, man, and it don't take much to get. I've been falling into that. But anyway, so up to this point, I want to say I thank y'all so much for joining in with us, and everybody who's watching. Thank y'all for tuning in. Now, since this is a Q&A, and I've been asking y'all all the questions, y'all got some questions for your hosts that you want to, or any kind of comments that you want to share? Either one of y'all, Chantel.
I mean, not necessarily. I know you and I had like this conversation that I messaged you on, but I don't know. I don't really have any questions. Go
ahead. I mean,
what was the topic?
So basically, it was about like it was a guy I wasn't really seriously seeing, but I was like friends with him, and he is into polygamy. He believes in dating multiple women,
and the other women know about it.
Right. And so one of the biggest things about that was the fact that he grew up in that environment. That was an environment
what he knew.
Yeah. So that's why I wasn't judgmental or like strongly frowning upon it, because I understood like that was his environment.
Oh, Chantel, I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
What can this man do to get out the friend zone?
Oh, him? Wait, which one?
No, I'm going back to the guy you done friend zone. What can he do? Can he get out the friend zone, or he's friend zone?
Okay, so let's be clear. So the polygamist is not in my friend zone. He's gone. Like
Okay. He's gone. You're not entertaining him anymore. But this friend guy, this friend zone guy, what can he do to get out the friend zone?
Damn, you turn the heat up in this thing.
And it's crazy because he checks off a lot of my boxes.
Them damn boxes.
A lot. When I say a lot, like PhD, no kids.
Well, let me tell you, you can't friend zone him because of some pay. Like,
Nah, don't play me. I'm not used to that. I'm a little spoiled, so don't do that.
And that's fine. But you done friend zone this guy.
And that clock ticking too. What you waiting? What are you waiting on?
Well, okay. So like, I did. So actually, after the date,
he making more than $40,000 a year.
Yeah.
Oh. So you clearly he can pay for a meal, right?
Huh?
Clearly he can pay for y'all meals, right?
Yeah, but I just felt like, what was you trying to do? Like test me? Don't insult
me. Maybe he was testing you. You done tested him. We get tested all the damn time. What the heck? Yeah, he was testing you to see where your head. Let me tell you something. Here. Let me tell you something. No, in all seriousness, we get tested all the time, right? All jokes aside. But I think a lot of times when guys do stuff like that, if it was a test, you have to understand what men actually provide. And I know you do. I'm not saying you don't. About what we put on the line when we commit to a woman, as far as protection, leadership, all the things that we, bringing money into the home as well. So sometimes we just need to know before we go ahead and put it on the shelf, damn, it's what's she gonna do in this particular situation? And it may make you feel a certain type of way. We get it. I'm not saying that's what he did, but
Yeah.
hey, you got to understand his plight too. He's got
You
struggles.
gotta know that.
Yeah, he's got struggles. He's not sure. He's
Not perfect.
not perfect. Maybe a little scared too, because he's a human being. It ain't easy. Let me tell y'all something. I know you have some women may think it, not necessarily y'all. It is not easy to get down that road with the woman. A lot of times I think women think that it's easy for if a guy wants to get to the sack with a woman, he's got to talk to about 5 women to get.
Because only one of them may go out of those 5.
Yeah, it's a numbers game. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
After the date, I ghosted him. But
you don't go. You ain't friend zoning. You ghosted him. He gone.
I did ghost him. But I recognize like ghosting is like very unhealthy. So you shouldn't do that to people. That's mean. Okay. So I'm June. So I did end up calling him.
Okay.
And actually today, that's crazy. So I did call him and I apologize for ghosting him because he did say he was trying to get in touch with me.
What? You apologize?
Good.
That's good. I don't know all it says. That's good because a lot of times
women people. It's hard for people to apologize.
No, a guy apologize in a minute because he got something at stake, something he want. But women typically with options, all these options out here we talk about. Yeah, I don't have to apologize like we do. But go ahead. That's good.
So was he okay? I mean, he took your call, so that was good.
Okay, yeah, he gonna take that call. What the hell? He gonna take the call.
So I told him like how I felt. I said I felt uncomfortable about what happened when the check came, and he like explained himself away, and he was like very apologetic and tell me how much he valued my like how I feel, and he was apologizing about it, and he didn't mean like for it to come off that way. And so I mean,
can I ask you, what did he do? Did y'all go Dutch or something?
Well, he invited me. Okay, so first of all, maybe I need to say this little part because I feel like it ain't gonna make sense. So I told him that I wasn't ready for a relationship. I know it was bad, but I told him I wasn't ready for a relationship because I wanted to be single for the summer.
Well, that's why he told you to pay for your own.
Wait, but he invited me out though. How you can't invite me out?
See, that's kind of unwritten rule. If you're the person who invites, but
I was being too honest.
Yeah, that's an unwritten rule. You're right. Huh?
It's all good.
Yeah.
But so the thing is, in this day and age, you put it out there like, hey, I don't really want to be with you or anything.
Well, I didn't say it like that though. I said I want to take it slow. And I don't want to rush into a relationship right now. I want to get to know you. Yeah, but he heard Hot Girl Summer. That's what he heard. And he was
exactly.
Like, and that's what he said. But I'm not even that type of woman though. But I understand. I know. I get it. So yeah, but I was just like, because he was like, yeah, I'm ready for a relationship. And I'm just like, whoa, that's a like I just met you. Like,
see, hey, whoa. I'm gonna stop you right there. Whoa. Time out.
We're about to get your tail. We get your
No, we're not getting your tail.
Not in a bad way.
But let me tell y'all something. Let me tell for the women that don't know. Let me tell y'all this. Women, ladies, we move fast because we found what we want. When we find what we want, we want to lock it down. That could happen in a week. It can happen in 2 weeks. It doesn't take long because we are looking and you are checking off the 4 or 5 boxes we got.
And we got some friends that's on here who've been like in the first 3 months have proposed, first 6 months have proposed.
Well, 3 months is fine. But only knowing them like after a week, 2 weeks, like, we need to be like, wait. What we
waiting on?
What you waiting on?
Hey, Chantel.
What?
That was literally my experience.
That is overwhelming.
I had met him. I didn't even meet him here in town. Like,
why single for the summer?
right. No, that happened to me. Like he told me he was gonna marry me like a week after I met him, and I was like,
Exactly. And people, let me
That
tell
is
you,
scary.
let
3
me tell
months
you
later we
something.
were engaged.
That's true. That's
Like I said,
true.
3 months.
You know, in 3 months. You know, in 3 months.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, Chantel. Let me, and for the people, let me know. A man knows if you're marriage material pretty much in the first conversation. He knows if he will marry you typically not too long after that. Now, how long he proposes is another thing, or how long you're married. But those things, guys, we know that very, very soon.
Yeah, but just like kind of Todd was saying, it could be blowing some potential guys. So if you blowing them off like, hey, I'm not ready, but they're ready, it could be a little forward, but forward is what guys do. That's how they get to those top positions, because they're,
I told my wife, you know what, I'm the train. You better get on this train and roll on with me. Don't be out there talking about let's slow down. Let's go. I'm gonna lead you down the path.
Really scaring me.
Can I ask y'all a question?
Yeah, go ahead. Hey, thank you for being a good sport too, Miss Chantel. By the way,
thank you. Yeah,
but go ahead, Ariel.
That was so good. That was good. How long have you guys been married?
Ask her.
He said just growing the potential.
This October will be 13 years.
Be 14 years.
14 years.
Yeah, be 14 years.
Yeah, this October will be 14 years.
Okay, and you
right,
said
because we got married at the same time. Yeah,
he's 49. She's in her 40s.
49.
I'm 40 and he's 49.
She was grown. I know what you're looking at. That she was grown.
She's doing the math for you.
Yeah, I was.
You guys were in two really good ages to where you guys had felt yourselves already. Like, you know what I mean? Like it feels like sometimes when people get married really young, and like you were saying, around 24, 25, you have this long, they stay married longer because, during those young years where we were like dating and going through stuff, they were married to somebody and going through some sometimes the same stuff people go through when they were dating. So then by the time they get to that 33, 34, 40 years old, they're ready to ride out them next 30 years.
The first
and you know what? I'll have to say this too. Now, this is anecdotal, so I don't want to think this is a part of the better part of the group, but I met her when, you were 18, 19?
18.
On the business, it was a business transaction. We ain't gonna go too far into it. But anyway.
Boy, stop.
Wait a minute. That sounds kind of crazy.
Right.
No, let me explain. I said that purposely. No, she called my company to do some work for her while she was in college. Well, and one thing led to, I was this stunning, handsome business owner who was older and had it going on, and she just couldn't help herself and threw herself at me. But anyway, we had first met when she was 18.
Y'all don't, okay, we're gonna let him ride with that story.
Let me ride. Cool. After the cameras go off, then check me. But anyway, no, but we had split apart for a while and then got back together. We had split apart for, was it a couple years?
Quite a couple years.
Went a couple years, whatever, things happen. And then I ran into her driving down Redding Road in Cincinnati, Ohio, through Avondale A1. We talked on the phone till like 3 a.m. Ain't stopped since. So we been together a very long time.
Yeah, but it's been a process. We've grown together. When we got together, we were both still growing. Both still developing. I was in nursing school.
And I was broke.
Right. And he helped me get through nursing school. I helped him get through certain things. So, and now, we're finally, in a good position, but we're still constantly growing and learning, just growing, so it don't always come early.
It never stops. I'm 49 years old now, and I feel the best of I feel the best shape of my life mentally and physically as well. It's like,
right. I think once you get older, you just kind of know who you are.
I thought 50 was going to be old. But anyway, I'm sorry. Did you have another question, Miss Ariel?
No, I totally understand that. Like the first time that I had got engaged, I was really young and he was like 14 years older than me. So it always makes more sense when the person is older than you because, you kind of are with somebody who has kind of hit rocks that you won't have to hit because they're able to lead you. You know what I mean?
Correct.
They're able
Correct.
to kind of give you this direction that they've already experienced. And if you're a woman who already has a foundation about yourself, so you know when to listen, you know what I'm saying? You know when to let the decision be made somewhere else, it's gonna work out good for you.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is that's not like that for everybody. You guys are what is it? An anomaly?
Anomaly.
You know what I mean? Like just for the fact that you met her when she was 19 years old. You guys are what, 10 years apart?
Yeah, 9.
9 years apart.
10.
Yeah. She's 19, you're 29. Like you've already hit so many, 28. You've already hit so many different things to where even going through nursing school, like I can probably bounce things off of you just because of the life you experienced already.
Yeah, he was definitely a good leader for her because of the age.
Of course, every woman definitely wants that, but
like by me being a strong woman
out here.
But let me tell you something. Oh, real quick, Cynthia, I'm gonna make this quick. I know I kind of ramble on sometimes. Let me tell you something. The difference was she told me one day, she said, I want to be married and I want that man to be you. And that changed her future as far as when she wanted to get married, because that right there forever changed. That let me know, boom, that's it. So I think one of the things that women have to do, or if they want to be married to the guy that they want, they have to speak positively. Nowadays, you have to do it online because so many people are watching, but you have to physically speak it and live like this is something that I really want and really need. But go ahead, Miss Chantel.
Right.
I was gonna say, like, I'm a strong woman, so I really need like a male that is very strong in regards to like knowing like his vision, what he wants to do. He has to be very sure of himself.
For sure.
I have to know like he knows how to manage his own finances. He knows how to like make solid decisions. Like I just need to. I want to be able to rest. Like I don't want to be just hot and heavy on top of it. Like being logical, basically. I don't want to be in that headspace. I want to sit in my feminine.
Rest. You want to rest.
Allow him to lead. Yes, but I need to know like he has that capacity to manage in that way.
Well, let me tell you, one of the things that that makes it tough. I'll push back strongly on the strong, independent thing, whole kind of thing. I'll make no bones about it. I understand that we all have to be self-sufficient, but one of the things that for the most men that are in a position financially, leadership-wise, that are the ones that you look up to, they're not looking for strong, independent women that are ready to rest. They're looking for the woman that upon meet, they are like that. And that's the reason why you find a lot of men who are looking for wives tend to marry women who are married like servers, women who work in the service industry, because those women typically are just more already kind of relaxed from the time that they meet them, if that makes sense.
I mean, but wait a minute. I was gonna say I feel like I'm pretty relaxed when
I ain't saying you're not. I'm not saying you. Let me make sure I make this distinction. I'm speaking in general. Remember, I made that little video. But I'm not saying you're not, but I'm saying that most men that you're saying that you are talking about who can lead, who knows about his finances, he's looking for a woman to get on his program and let's get on down the road. Like, okay, I'm proving to you that I am who I am. You come with me. If not, I got somebody else behind you that will.
And I think sometimes too, us as women, we forget that we are energy. So if we come off as I'm strong and I'm independent, you may not be saying it verbally, but that's the energy we project. And sometimes
it's a turn off to me.
It's a turn off. Yeah. And people don't realize that's the energy we're putting out there. You get what I'm saying? It's just
men are turned off by masculine traits.
Even though in our heads we know we're self-sufficient and we can do well on our own, but in my head is
right.
I don't want to do it by myself. I want this man. You get what I'm saying? I want to, during retirement, I want to be able to retire at a good age, and I want to live the rest of our lives, together, So I think a lot of women tend to forget that on down the line piece of it too,
Yeah, that's just true. You got to think about, Now, guys, we have to think long term because we have to plan. That's just our logical minds. We plan things out. But let's be honest, especially if you're beautiful like you two ladies are. Dating wise, it's a little you play it on easy mode almost because guys approach you all the time. You can curb a guy, ghost a guy. It really has no. You can do it more often than the average person. Man, we got to work for every little minute
But women
of
don't think
time.
that though.
Yeah, minute of the show, don't minute of time that we get with one. Now, some guys have a distinct advantage. And I'm gonna tell you, when I say some guys, I'm gonna put somebody here on the screen real quick to kind of.
Oh my
I
God!
keep doing this to kind of put.
Actually,
Yeah, I'm working on a program. This guy here.
Put that guy with the hat watch.
See this guy here.
Okay, it's a different
You
one.
got a different guy this time, Chantel.
Y'all surprised me.
Yeah.
he looks short.
Well, man,
He's
let's
fine.
see. Man, y'all didn't. Golly.
He said he looks
Well,
short.
that guy there too. But y'all get the picture. Y'all understand what I'm saying?
He fine.
Yeah.
See, that guy, he don't close at 30%. He's closing probably about 60%.
Look at it.
But that's the guys that most women like us. Most women, like what they say, 80% of the women like about 20%, 15% of the guys, meaning
Right.
that it's just the way it is. If you line up 10, you line up 3 women and 10 guys, those 3 women are probably going to pick the same 2 or 3 guys. You might line up 3 guys and 10 women, they're going to pick all of them because guys pick on somewhat of what position they are in their life. There may be some conscious. So
Women pick on
what they want. Yeah, what they want. It doesn't matter what shape she's in financially, physically, or whatever. She still wants the guy with the physique. That's just the way it is. But anyway, this has been good.
It has been good.
Interesting.
Yes. So before we close it out, is there anything else that you would like to add, Miss Cincinnati Bearcat Chantel? Did you go to UC?
Yes, I did.
Okay, got you. College educated and all that. Man, you may find your oh, I ain't gonna say that because the guy in the friend zone may be watching. I don't want to say that.
No, he's not. He doesn't have any of my social networks.
Damn, you don't mess around. Yeah, your next husband may be watching. Your husband might be watching this show tonight. You know what I'm saying? That's how things work. Let me tell you, hey, a smile, a good disposition goes a long way to a man. I'm telling you, a good warming disposition for one woman will, man, I'm telling you. But man, I like talking to good people. I do. I really like talking because people that know me personally know I'm a loner and I don't talk much.
What? So stop it.
He's an introvert.
I'd be an astronaut if I could. I'd live out there in space if I could. Be happy. Please just punch.
He is not lying. I'm the social person. He's the introvert.
Yeah, but this is kind of like a medium that we found together to be able to have good conversations.
Now read what they say
with people. This says if he's all that, how do you play a part in his life? Once he's all that and single, he's getting tons of play. Who wants to answer that? So let me ask one more time. If he's all that, Miss Chantel, what you were saying, got all that, and how do you play a part in his life? Because once he's all that and singles, he's getting tons of play.
I would say one of my biggest things is my charm and the fact that I bring peace to a man. I'm very domesticated, even though I have been ambitious in my previous life. I don't want to be ambitious anymore.
I don't want to be ambitious anymore.
No, I'm not chasing the money no more. Nah, I'm good. So for me, I feel like peace, domestication is something that I'm really big into. So I love like cooking. That's my love language. Is how I express myself to my significant other.
Yeah.
I like to have fun. Like I love to have fun. I have a big personality, and I just like
Let me ask you this: that guy that you talk about comes along and he says, "You know what? Due to my position in my field of work," and he says to you, Miss Chantel, "You know what? I'm thinking about taking things further with you, but I prefer that you scale it back on social media." what would you say? He said, Instagram is it's toxic. I just would you give up your Instagram, your social media for the guy that you revere and respect that would be your husband?
Definitely.
A lot of people would. Hey, let me tell you something. When it comes to younger, a lot of women that we've talked to and heard, they would not want to give up their Instagram and that attention or that access to social media for a guy.
That's they black book.
Yeah, like I wouldn't care about, like, if I have my whole person. Yeah, we live in real life. Like, I wouldn't really care about Instagram. You'll feel the energy when you see me.
Yes, yeah. Yes. So Todd says in response to that,
tell Todd to chill out. Todd, chill out. Talking about so does 20 other women. Nah, not with my energy. Not with my energy.
Tell Todd to chill out.
Once I put this little charm on you.
The little magic dust.
And I think what Todd,
it's unique. It's one of a kind.
Let me tell you something. So what I think Todd is saying, well, I know what Todd is saying, that options for men and options for women are different. When a man has options, a lot of options, he's desirable. You're not competing. You're competing with the other women for him, and some of the things that a lot of times, in some cases, women think that are important to the man aren't. But you hit on a couple that really are, that women rarely ever say. You named two of them that caught my ear instantly.
Which are they?
Peace and domestication.
Yeah. And you know what? A lot of women don't feel like it's important to bring peace to their man.
Yes.
No. I believe in peace.
Right. For sure.
I believe in peace. Peace is important. I believe in peace. I seen something
recently, and this lady was like, if you got something to say, you make an uproar. You don't quiet yourself. If you make a ruckus, like, so
she was basically
promote that type of energy.
Yeah.
So
it's toxic. Yeah, for sure. That's
you don't need that kind of energy at your house.
Yeah, that's toxic. So nope. I'm all about peace, baby. I'm all about peace.
Oh, I got you. Well, before we get out here, Miss Eric,
what was your second one that she said?
Oh, I said peace and domestication.
Oh, domestication. Okay.
Yeah. Before we get out of here, Miss Ariel, do you have anything that you dropped out for me? Do you have any questions or anything you want to add before we end the show tonight?
No, none at all. I always think it's great to meet with minds with people and just hear other people's opinions and, different ideas just from our experience in life. And, we could go on and on forever. I don't feel like we necessarily, crack the ice too much ice on the iceberg, but
this part one, y'all can't wait. Y'all can't wait to part two. Part 2 is going to be next week.
I was going to say, I agree with you though, because I was in a previous relationship where, I literally didn't have to worry about anything, different places all over the place. And there was just the one thing about me that I feel like I could have been in that could have done that relationship was because I didn't want to stop performing. I didn't want to stop performing. I didn't want to stop, just doing other things. And they wanted me to have children and they wanted me to do some other things right then and right there. And, there were things that there was just stuff that I just was like, I don't want to do that for you yet. I will say the other 2 times that I was engaged, it wasn't necessarily because oh my goodness, I'm in love with you. I've always looked at marriage like a business. Yeah. So sometimes it was more out of, just where I wanted to be in life. So right. Yeah, you do. You have to. That's why he's saying they like the girls from Penn Station because you know what I'm saying. It's just
have it your way. Serve it up for them however they want.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You can still do that. And
definitely.
Vulnerability in us as Black women, and once you tap into that, baby,
that
sprinkle gets a little bit better.
All right, that's enough of the girl power. We get it. We get the girl power, Black girl magic, all that stuff. No,
that's it, baby.
Yes. Hey, baby.
Yes. So, real quick, Todd didn't stop. He had. Well, let me see what he said.
What'd he say?
All I'm saying is, get him while he's becoming. We are hard to get when we have arrived because we are mostly taken. That is very true. I'm gonna
call my PhD. I'm gonna call my PhD tomorrow.
And let me end on
what
this.
What you say, Chantel?
I said I'm gonna call my PhD tomorrow.
Yes, girl. Yes.
So let me touch on that. I'm gonna end the show on this one. That is very true, and that's why
That's
I showed
true,
the
though.
pictures that I did of the men earlier. It is easier to secure the guy when he's just the average guy, and he has your support, and he's on his way up. Because when he gets to that point that he's that dude,
You can't tell him shit.
you can't tell him none, because now he's been locked out of the quote unquote candy store, so to speak. So when he gets into the candy store, he's
He ready
having
to
his
shop.
way. He's even eating candy corn. And you know what I'm saying? Everybody can't stand candy corn. But when a man's been locked out of the candy store, he's gonna eat every kind of candy and try everything out. It's
How long are you
almost
supposed to
impossible
wait?
security. Huh?
I said, how long are you supposed to wait? Like, you know how he
Well-
says you're supposed to get someone while they're arriving, and once they become, you know, they're mostly taken. You know,
What?
how long?
That's
are you
why you gotta
supposed-
get them early.
Most men, that's what I'm saying.
Right, so you
Most-
putting them 12 years at 21 being married, because by the time he's 40, he's gonna be all right.
No. Yeah. But we say that we don't disagree on that. We're just saying that for most, so for the average 25-year-old woman that's out here now, she's not going to be totally on board with a guy who makes $35,000. That's just the way hypergamy is a thing, and it's just
Thing.
Okay,
you know,
I want to ask one last question. Either one of y'all could take this, or both of y'all could take this. So if Ariel, she's about to be engaged, but Chantel, if you met a guy, say you already have your house, you're already established, you already have your career, and a guy comes along, say your PhD guy comes along, be like, Chantel, I want you to give up your house. I want you to relocate with me to say Chicago. Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to give up what you've already established to get with him?
Yes, because I bought my townhome with the idea that this will be a rental property. Like that was my idea. So I was like, because I always wanted to buy property with my significant other. I did not want to buy without my partner, but circumstances made it where I had to buy, and it made sense for me to buy. So I bought a townhome, and I was like, this could be easily a rental property and passive income.
So you're
That was
okay
my
with
mindset.
giving up what you've already developed?
Oh yeah, because everything I put myself in a position so much so that I'm an asset to the men that I deal with. So yes, definitely. Yep. He like, oh, you got your ducks in a row. You was ready for me. Oh,
okay.
I was definitely ready.
All right.
Good answer.
Yeah, good answer. Well, thank y'all so much for joining us in tonight. We got to
find the Mary type of city trees. Todd.
Like so much.
I feel like I know.
But it's true.
Yeah, I feel like I know these two young ladies. No, I don't know them outside of just social media, but it's been good.
But they've been so nice and
good,
so open and so
pleasurable, kind, and enjoying to talk to y'all. So we're going to go ahead. Hey, everybody, give a round of applause for Ariel and Miss Chantel. I'm going to go ahead and close out the show, ladies. So if y'all go ahead and say bye, and I'll go ahead and click you guys out, and we're going to end the show. So thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Oh, how I click out?
All right. So, folks, I think that was a good show. That was part one. Next Thursday is going to be part two. Is that how you say it?
Deuce.
No, part deuce. It's part due, DEU or something. I don't know.
Oh,
I didn't do too good in Spanish. Matter of fact, I skipped most of class. But anyway, hopefully that's been a good, informative part one for those who are watching, and hopefully gained a little some insight. Because in order to try to accomplish, just like you're trying to get that job you want, you better find out what that job is all about. You better learn that job. So when you go up in the interview, the
DOS.
date, DOS, when you go on the date, you're ready. You can't say you want something and don't know shit. You don't know nothing about it, ain't studied it. As men, we got to study women. You want a good man, you got to study men. But thank y'all so much. We're going to end the show here tonight. We thank y'all so much. Part two is going to be next Thursday, same time, same place. I'm going to try to bring in the folks that missed this week. But if you want to get on next week's show, No problem. You can join as well. We do ask next week that you
it's gonna be open to guys and
guys and girls. We're gonna bring a couple guys in as well. A couple guys were unable to make it that I did invite, but thank y'all so much. We're gonna close the show out here. Let's give a round of applause for everybody tonight. And we will catch y'all next Thursday. And y'all have a good night. Thank y'all
night.
so much.